Would you like to know an interesting story, Fraser?
Go for it.
I just got a spam email saying, congratulations, the Home Depot customer, Kairos Best.
Are you a Home Depot customer?
Never been to Home Depot in my life.
Oh, dear. Well, that's fantastic.
Congratulations.
What a lovely story. Congratulations, Kai.
Thank you. I tried very easy, hard.
Also coming up on the podcast, Kai got suspended on Twitter, and I watched a car crash happen in front of my face. All this and more on... My name is Fraser.
And my name is Kai.
How are you doing, Kai?
Bad.
Bad?
Bad.
Why are you doing
Angry.
bad?
Angry.
Why are you angry, Kai?
Because it's spring. No, I'm kidding.
It's spring!
It's, my Twitter account got taken down, Fraser.
It did.
For no reason.
It was a very tragic day yesterday. Yesterday being Monday. It's Tuesday today. Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody, of tomorrow.
I think this is the latest we've recorded a podcast before, you know.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah. We were meant to do it yesterday, but then all that went down.
Yeah, so, quite literally. Sorry, that was a horrible, badly timed, poor taste pun. So, go on then, Kai, tell us...
I'll get your account taken down next.
No, please, I actually like my account.
No, not anymore.
So what happened?
What do you mean you actually like your account? Do I not like mine?
No, I mean, you got it suspended, you don't care.
True. So... basically, I play guitar, obviously. So I was playing some guitar. I post videos of myself playing guitar for about 20-30 seconds maximum ever, because usually Twitter doesn't allow more than 20-30 seconds of a video. So I was like, cool, I'll post 20-30 seconds of me self playing guitar. And the first, I got a DMCA takedown notice a long time ago for no reason, again, same reason as all these other ones that have led to this. It was to take down a video of me playing a Bon Jovi song on guitar with no reference to any of the original music or anything like that, just me playing it over the top.
Right, yeah.
And after that, I was like, okay, sure. Kind of ignored that one. I was like, okay, bit of a stupid reason, but I'll ignore that one. Cool. Then I got another one about a year later, and all throughout 2019, I think I got about 7.
You definitely had a fair few emails. I remember you saying about them.
Yeah, and I got one when we were on the way back from Orlando as well.
Yeah.
Which, when we were on the way back from Orlando, this is not when we're on the bus or something like that, or on the not like when we're in the airport or when we're in the car to the airport. This is halfway through our flight across the Atlantic Ocean.
It was midnight for us.
Do you remember me saying, poking you, I've just been locked on Twitter?
I can't really remember it, but at that time I remember also just crying about the guy in front of me.
That's true.
So
that's true.
My head was I want this flight to be over. I want this flight to be over, and I was just trying to lock my mindset to forget everything to just make time go quicker. But I think I can remember you saying that you were locked.
Yeah, I remember poking you and saying, get off the Wi-Fi so I can unlock my account.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no,
we were sharing
I remember
the
it
Wi-Fi,
now.
weren't we? Because I bought it for the way back.
That's it. I remember it now.
And I was like, can you get off the Wi-Fi so I can get my account back?
That's it. I think I was just doing Spotify at that point.
Yeah, so I think I took control of the Wi-Fi again.
Yeah.
And basically, I was like, okay, fine. And I got another email a couple months later saying, this is your last warning. And I was like, right, this sounds bad. So I went through Twitter for 4 hours, deleted every single trace I could find of myself playing guitar. And apparently that was not enough, because I left 3 that I could not find.
But they found it.
They found it through their automated system. I forgot to mention this in my video. So I did a whole video on it, calling them out and whatever else for the stupid reason, because I thought it's an invalid reason completely, because it's just me playing guitar. And everyone's on my side. There's no one on their side at all. Even proper musicians like Alice Cooper's guitarist Nita Strauss. She's full on board. This shouldn't happen at all. And even to the point where her music and music that she plays live with Alice that she's recorded gets taken down and causes copyright for her, even though she is playing it or owns it.
She's technically the copyright holder for it.
Yeah.
And she's being ruined for it.
Stupid, literally. But, yeah, so I got an email yesterday. My account got suspended. I lost 19,500 followers. I now have, like, 600. And, hopefully I don't talk to a robot and don't get a reply within a year. Hopefully I get a reply within a week rather than a year even.
It better be as soon as. I was having a look at...
I'm getting like a bit annoyed with it already, and it's only been a day.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's technically part of your livelihood. You edit, you communicate through it, you have your contacts through it. Like, it's your primary platform for contacts. So to have that not accessible to, well, publicly accessible, that's a massive impact for you. And it's, as you were saying to me outside of this, it's been hard to like get some of your existing contacts like come across and realize that you have been suspended. Some of them haven't noticed that this is a thing that's happened.
Yeah. And with that, obviously, I don't know if they're ever going to come back over. They could just say, what's the point? They might not even notice for the next year. I don't know. It's just unreliable. So it's to the point where I'm going to try and speak to someone on the phone and see how that goes. That's all I can really think. I've done everything I can to this point. Made a video on it to try and push it out there. I've had proper musicians come back and talk to me or like reply about this situation. Don't really know what else to say really other than that.
Basically a big fuck you to Twitter.
And IFPI, which was the international... do you know what? I searched up the IFPI yesterday after the video again. It's the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry. They're the ones that emailed in. On Google, they've got 1.6 star rating.
Is it just... Oh, is it bad reviews of people being affected by their copyright strikes?
1 week ago, I got an email from IFPI regarding a video I posted of my 5-year-old daughter singing Lost Boys before bedtime. They stated I was breaking some type of copyright infringement. My little girl during this time was getting bullied by boys.
Wow.
The one underneath it, 3 years ago, video taken down months after I put it out. It won't tell me what the song is causing this strike. I searched them on YouTube copyright tool and none of them had restrictions or were copyrighted. Not sure what to do. Lost all views, lost my channel.
Bloody hell.
2 years ago, wrongly accused of copyright, terminated my account. Wrongly accused of copyright, nearly terminating my account. The worst, terrible company whose customer service is awful.
So it sounds like you really need to rely on the whole Twitter machine here.
Yeah.
Even if you try contacting them directly to try and resolve it, it sounds like you're not going to get any answer from them.
It's kind of why I've like put it out on like Facebook and stuff and on Twitter and made a video about it and whatever else, so that I'm hoping, because a few people have shared it. I know like Amy Lee, who is verified on Twitter, she shared it as well for me. And I guess they'll listen to people that are verified more than they will to someone that's not, obviously. Which is a massive help. And the biggest thing I'm hoping is someone's got a contact at Twitter or one of these music companies that can say, no, this is wrong.
Yeah.
And just reimburse the account pretty much. But interestingly about this IFPI thing, I had a look at it on their website, and it says, representing the recording industry worldwide. What a bunch of bullshit that is.
That's a fucking lie, isn't it?
1,300 members around the world. That doesn't sound like many.
No.
And then it says, we promote the value of recorded music, campaign for record producer rights, and expand the commercial uses of recorded music in all our member markets.
Campaign for record producer rights. So that scales down to even the musician itself. Record producer, that's everyone down to the musician. If they're campaigning for the rights of the musician, then why are you being screwed over?
Exactly.
That's a bit hypocritical, isn't it?
Yep. But, I mean, the biggest thing is, they are a non-profit charity, apparently.
Oh, that's just their way of getting around paying taxes.
Yeah, it's a non-profit members organisation.
Oh, not a charity then.
So, being a non-profit members organisation, they will make probably about 80p of a pound that is sent towards any musicians or music producers and whatever else, or record labels. They'll get about 80p of a pound probably for that.
That's mental.
So that is the reason they're doing it, but I don't see why they take it down off Twitter and cause all this problem on Twitter where we're not making any money, you know?
Well, that's
There's no ads being shown on it. It's just me showing myself play guitar, and I showed it in the video that I did as well. Musicians share videos of people playing these instruments and stuff of their songs. So why is it okay for the musicians to share this stuff of, like, retweet or whatever these things, but it's not okay for me to post it?
It just doesn't make sense.
I get it's like the musician's song, for example, but
it's fair use at the end of the day. You're
Yeah,
covering
you know
a
what?
song.
Someone sent me an article from gov.uk, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is official UK government website, published on 12th of June 2014, last updated on the 5th of August 2019, and it's exceptions to copyright. And I was looking through it and I was like, okay, this clearly shows I am 100% allowed to use anything that I've shown so far.
Yeah.
It says you're allowed to copy limited extracts of works when the use is non-commercial research or private study. Technically, private study counts because I'm practicing in my own private life.
Yeah.
And then I'm showing my progress and how I've done. Yeah.
Based on your study, you're learning.
And then it says such use is only permitted when it's fair dealing. And I was like, okay. So I scrolled down a little bit more to where fair dealing is.
Yeah.
And it says certain exceptions only apply if the use of the work is a fair dealing. For example, does using the work affect the market for the original work? If use of a work acts as a substitute for it, causing the owner to lose revenue, then it's not likely to be fair. The biggest thing from doing this stuff is, when I make a video of like myself playing a guitar song, people tend to listen to that song afterwards on stuff like Spotify or iTunes or YouTube, which then brings them more revenue, so they're not losing anything at all. And it's 20 seconds. And it says, is the amount of work taken reasonable and appropriate? Which means you're illegally allowed to use 10% as well of any song without an issue. That's what the legal official thing was.
And you said you were using, like, what, 7 seconds?
20 seconds max.
20 seconds.
And
Still,
you think of how many songs there are and stuff. Usually they're about 3 minutes 40.
And it's not like you're taking any revenue away from them, because it's not
No,
like...
I'm not even claiming it as my own. I'm just saying, this is me playing this song.
Yeah, you're not even, like, promoting a Spotify download. You're not even promoting, like, an iTunes purchase. You're not selling that song. You are literally just sharing your private study, to put it in legal terms.
Yeah, sharing skills, which can be used. It could be argued as educational, because I've had many people say, "Oh, I never played guitar before, but you've really inspired me to play." Educational.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff, and I'm gonna hopefully talk to like Twitter on the phone about it and whatever else, and get their like opinion on it. I might try and film it just because it might be a nice, easy way to show how the phone call goes.
Right. Yeah.
But who knows? It's just all taken too far, really.
It shouldn't be in the hands of a corporation anyway. It should be in the hands of, like, the composer and the song players. Like, you know, when they what was that video that you were playing on your video? It was like one of the musicians was sharing their fans playing songs.
Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day.
That's him. He was sharing videos of fans playing the songs. Like, there was the drummer, there was the guitarist.
And it's the point where you can hear the music very clearly as well.
Yeah.
Like it's a recorded over-the-top sort of thing. So what's the difference?
So it should be up to the musician to decide the copyright rather than just a corporation. Like, I get if it's a label, like, acting on behalf of a produced song. Like, yeah, sure. But still...
I get if it's the full thing as well, you know?
That should be the identification, but it shouldn't be the bottom line. The bottom line should be whether the musician or the composer then says, yeah, we actually don't want this to be put on Twitter. But still, Twitter of all places, unless you're like a business or someone like Ninja, where you can actually embed an advertisement in some videos, you literally cannot make money off of Twitter.
No.
It's impossible. You cannot monetize Twitter unless you're huge.
Exactly. My biggest thing is as well, I'm going to put another tweet out after this.
Yeah.
Tagging the artists that actually wear, like the actual artists of the videos that got taken down.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimi Hendrix is dead, so I can't tag him. But I can tag Meatloaf and the Foo Fighters and hopefully get a response from someone that actually is in one of those bands. Because I know that whenever I've uploaded Foo Fighters stuff to YouTube, they do a thing which is shared revenue.
Right,
so
okay.
I'll get a portion, they'll get a portion, because it's a cover.
See, and I appreciate when producers do that. Like, just saying you can own the rights, but also we do still own the rights. So it's kind of like sub-licensing.
Yeah. So you can use it, and you're making a cover of it, but they just want a little bit back as well.
Yeah.
That's basically what they're saying. Or like they'll take a 60%, you'll take 40% sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I never know how it works.
Yeah, it's something like that.
If they let me do that on YouTube, it's no different on Twitter then.
I guess Twitter doesn't exactly have the same things in place. But even then, you're not monetizable on Twitter, so it shouldn't be a problem. It just doesn't make sense. For them to go as far as taking down your account, that's just ridiculous.
I forgot to mention as well in the video that I did, every single person that got flagged by the IFPI DMCA thing that came through to my emails, they're all twitter.com/Kai followed by something else in their name. So it's just a massive target on people that are called Kai. Look, I'm going to send you a screenshot right now of what I mean, and you'll see straight away the amount of Kais that you can see in here.
They're racist to Kais.
Yeah, there is nothing else except Kai something.
Where did you find that list?
It's in the email.
Wow.
Because they send the original email that was sent to Twitter as well.
Oh, so the person that's gone and asked for you to be taken down has literally gone and looked for just Kais.
Yeah.
God, that is awful.
Yeah.
Unless it was just that batch.
I'm guessing it's just that batch, but
that's still an interesting thing to find.
Of the batch.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's to the point where I'm actually like terrified to even upload any guitar covers and stuff for the sake of it's going to get taken down or blocked. Whenever I upload anything onto YouTube nowadays, it usually gets blocked, so that's why I stopped doing guitar stuff on YouTube. Twitter, it gets taken down and my account gets suspended.
And then you're kind of in a position of where else can you share that?
Where else can I do it? Facebook. Great. But I've sent an email back to copyrightedtwitter.com saying this is bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
And what they ask for when you do that is they don't ask for much information. They ask for your legal name, mailing address, telephone number, email, and Twitter username with the identification of content that's been removed. So you just sent the links and what it is. And then you have to say you swear under penalty of whatever that the material removed was disabled as a result of mistake or misidentification.
Yeah.
And then you have to consent to jurisdiction, which Twitter may be found, and I'll accept services of process from the person who provided notice, blah blah blah. And then I just wrote a little thing underneath that, because it didn't say you have to write anything at all. It just says this is what you have to do. So I wrote a little thing underneath it saying all the videos that have been taken down and resulting in my account being suspended are guitar covers where I'm playing guitar and the original song is in the background. Does not breach copyright at all. This is showing me progress of me playing a song on guitar. Kept it short and simple so that this person just gets the idea to fuck off.
Putting that as well could even strengthen your case. If someone just goes and appeals and just fills out the form and leaves it, then people are going to think, oh, it's just a reply, and then they might just, deny it. But because you've gone and put in that extra little bit of effort explaining yourself and saying, yeah, this is wrong, then maybe they'll listen to you. They should listen to you.
The thing is, because it's a music corporation,
yeah,
probably won't.
There is a chance, though. There was an article that I linked to you yesterday, and it basically said that there was someone who went through the same process. I can't remember exactly why they were DMCA, but they were DMCA to the point where they were considered a repeat offender. And they were then suspended because they were considered a repeat offender. I think it was after 54 days of backwards and forwards with Twitter. They then basically said, right, we're going to reinstate your account. However, if you upload something again, which is then DMCA'd again, you will then be permanently considered a repeat offender and you'll be permanently suspended.
Yep.
So, yes, it's great that they got their account back, but that really does restrict you in terms of what you can share, or even if you do share, because those videos are going back far, weren't they? They weren't recent.
Yeah. One of them was a year ago. I think the 3 of those were a year ago. So the beginning of January 2019.
So in reality, you could still share, but you'd have to take it down like after a day to ensure that it's not left in the archives to then be fucking you over later on. Yeah.
Yeah. But
that still doesn't give you that much hope, does it?
No. I mean, even in the article that you sent me as well, there's a thing here that says, I've just clicked on it again, just have a look. And it says, nobody was picking calls up at Twitter. Which makes my phone call thing sound a bit... Yeah.
It's worth a try.
I'll give it a try, but... God,
if you put in that extra effort, you don't know what could happen.
Exactly. I'm ready to lose my £1.
So if anyone wants to sponsor Kai a £1, then feel free to do so. His PayPal is somewhere.
Become a member on my YouTube channel, thanks.
Yeah, that'll do it. Each member will cover another phone call.
But anyway, enough of that. I think we've gone on for that about pretty too long. That was not a good English sentence, I'll be honest. But
well, it's been good to cover what you couldn't cover in the video.
Yeah, I mean, I covered quite a bit of that in the video, but I think it was just a little bit more information into it as well.
Yeah.
And now I've got a stupid Twitter account that I don't like.
So now we're going to start the campaign, #Justice for Kai.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it. Next up, though, I watched a car crash happen once.
Me too. I was in one.
Okay, so you've been in 1/2. Wait, you haven't crashed into another car, have you?
No, we had a car crash into us.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, then again, same. Oh, brilliant. Okay, right, I'll tell my story, and then we can tell our other stories about being in car crashes.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever told my story about that before, but I know I haven't told...
I don't think so.
I haven't told this story, I know that for a fact. So, I was coming home from work. I think this was about last year. I don't know why I've not talked about this earlier, because it was hilarious. It wasn't serious, no one was hurt. But I was driving home from work, and I was almost home. I was going down the road, and then there was this car, it was a learner driver car. Just a standard car with an L plate on the back. Reversing out of a driveway to then carry on driving. So this guy was reversing out of the driveway. I stopped. I waited for them to sort themselves out. And they were adjusting themselves a couple of times. So I was like, right, okay. It's clear they're learning to reverse. It's clear that they're a bit bit inexperienced with driving. So I just waited. I wanted to give them a little bit of time. I don't want to put any pressure on them because that's just shit, especially when you're learning. You don't have a negative experience. Driving is fantastic. It's the people on the road that make it awful. Anyway, so he was reversing out, but he made a boo-boo, and he reversed a little bit quickly and reversed into a brick wall. And I'm assuming it was his sister. His sister was there, trying to guide him out. She's like, no. He hit the brick wall from where he went too far. She was like, well, she shouted out his name. I can't remember his name. And the wall just kind of slow motion started toppling backwards. And it was one of those
sound effects.
I mean, that's exactly what the wall said in real life.
Good sound effects.
It was one of those thin walls as well. It wasn't one of those big stone-like walls. It was just one of those thin brick walls. It's more like a divider for the road or something. So it kind of all went back in a sheet and then crashed. And oh my god, the sister was wetting herself. The guy came out red-faced oh shit. And I didn't know how to react because I felt awful for him. But it was hilarious at the same time. So he pulled back into his driveway, got out the car, and him and his sister walked along to the house. I rolled down my window and said, "Are you okay?" Like, just in case he was shook up. But he was fine, and the sister was still like wetting herself at this point. And yeah, this wall was just gone. And then every time I drove past it for about like 3 months, the wall was just never rebuilt. The bricks had gone after like a week, but the wall was never rebuilt. And I think they ended up just leaving it and extending their driveway or something like that. So I guess it worked out in their favour, free demolition. Yeah. Not necessarily willingly.
Right. Yes, you're right there, really.
But yeah, oh my god, I felt so bad for him. I've never seen anything happen like that before. You see things like when you drive past things on the motorway or on the dual carriageway, but you never see things happen in front of you unless you're in it. And that was my story. That's the closest I've ever been, and hopefully the closest I'll ever be to watching an accident happen. Tell me about your story then.
This was quite recent. It was about a year ago, remember?
Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, carry on then. So explain.
I was in Scotland, visiting my mum, and we'd had a good day. I think we'd just come out of IKEA, to be honest. And
the land of meatballs. And
we did have some meatballs, to be fair, and I think we got a frying pan too. But we were heading back to the airport because usually I get a flight from Scotland to London, or vice versa, because it's just cheaper. It's like 10 quid rather than a train, which is like £100,
which is insane,
which is stupid. But we'll get to that a different day.
Yeah.
But no, when we were on the way back to the airport, there was like traffic in the road and whatever else, and it's like a dual carriageway, but it's not a motorway. Kind of splits off into a few lanes down the end, and we're strolling across, and eventually it gets to a point where we come to a halt because there's traffic in front of us, blah blah blah, and this guy just comes. He's on his phone. This guy, he works for a company. He's on his phone, and he comes smashing into the back of us.
What? He just wasn't paying attention at all.
Wasn't paying attention.
Was it full speed, or did he actually ever slow down?
Probably like 30 miles per hour, 40 miles an hour.
Oh my god.
I was in the back seat.
God, so you would have got the full force of it then.
I got the full force of it. Obviously, my mum was probably the most shaken up from it, from the fact that
being a driver.
You know, she's a driver. I don't think she wanted to drive the rest of that day.
Yeah, no surprise.
Really, off from that. But she got a new car out of it, so that's good.
Good.
But her old car was great, to be fair. But anyway. The worst thing about this was we were already in a rush to get to the airport because we were running late because for my flight. When I eventually did get to I did get to the airport, by the way. At first we thought we were gonna have to cancel it. But the guy got out and was like, "Oh, sorry, blah 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 blah, sorry," or whatever else, but in like proper Scottish accent sort of thing.
Yeah,
it was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I've done this," and whatever else. And
go on then, say that again, but in your best Scottish accent.
No chance. No chance, Fraser. But,
oh my god, I can't believe I've done this!
You just sound like bloody Simon from the Oscars.
Diggy ho!
But like, it wasn't like full Scottish, it was like quite southern Scottish, so more northern.
Right.
But the worst thing is, I just bought a laptop about a week and a half before.
Yeah.
For when I was going up to my mum's, I'd be working on my laptop if I had to work. And the worst thing about that was in the boot.
Oh no.
With my suit, it was in my suitcase in the boot, or in my backpack in the boot, something like that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it didn't get destroyed.
God, that was lucky.
It's still the one that I've got now. The only thing that it's got from it is a small scratch on the top of the machine, on the casing.
God, I guess that's best case scenario, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but
just a battle scar and off you go. Well, it was written off, wasn't it?
It was written off, yeah.
Yeah.
Would have cost too much to fix. So, Mum got a new car. The worst thing is, I got whiplash from it, yeah?
Oh, man.
And I didn't claim it.
You didn't?
Didn't claim it.
Oh, you could have been like $3,000 richer by now.
Probably $1,000, but...
Still.
I didn't claim it. and I didn't claim it because by the time that I got back home and stuff, my neck was really stiff for probably about a day or two.
Right,
I'd
yeah.
rather stay in bed.
Yeah.
Rather than get up, go and do whatever, go to the doctors. Like, I think I had a couple of days off work, and I was just generally quite stiff from it. Even on the plane, I was stiff. By the way, when I got to the airport, I forgot to say, I got there just as we were boarding the plane.
God, that was lucky then.
So I was just on time. But no, I was much preferring being in bed rather than going down to the doctors, because you have to go to the doctors to get a thing to say, yeah, you've got whiplash or whatever, basically.
Right, a doctor's note.
Yeah, a doctor's note. I couldn't be bothered. But now I think back to it, I'm like, I kind of wanted that grand.
A grand would have been nicer.
It would have been much nicer back then. That would have paid for this PC.
At least it didn't last for too long. That's the main thing.
No, I think the whiplash probably lasted for about a week before it got better.
Oh, God.
My mum got a car about 2 or 3 weeks later. She got a courtesy car for a bit.
Yeah.
So, but no, that was that. And when I was driving to yours the other week, like that lorry that someone threw the things out, and the lorry almost toppled over from it. Remember?
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that one. Yeah.
So that was bad. What was yours though?
So my story was from when I was a lot younger. I remember it because I was 8 or 9, I think. I honestly can't remember. But I remember the story. I remember it all because, yeah, I was there and I was in a state where I could remember things. So we were driving back from being at the park all day. I think it was this place called, like, Vassals Park. So it's basically like East Bristol, a nice big park there. And yeah, it's really nice there. It's got, like, a river going through it. So we were driving back from there. We had a nice day out there, and we got to like this traffic light. So it's a cross junction, but there were traffic lights on every single road, every single direction. And we had to stop at some lights in order to turn right. So we stopped, and we were fine for like 30 or so seconds. And then next thing we knew, we had been smashed into by a white van. Now, this wasn't just your... Oh, no, it was in the back of us. So we were rear-ended by a white van.
Yeah.
He wasn't paying attention. He didn't stop. He just went straight into the back of us.
Yep.
Now, this is what makes this a little bit more interesting. This guy that crashed into the back of us was under the influence of alcohol. And had a strong... Oh, yeah, he died. No, he was under the influence of alcohol. Now, obviously, I didn't get out the car and smell or anything because I was too young. But my dad said that he smelled alcohol in his breath the second he got out to confront him. So the police were called immediately. The police came. They arrested him and charged him for drink driving.
Good.
So our car was obvious. I don't think it was written off. I think it was repaired. We had one of those cars where it's got like a spare wheel on the back of the car, like on the boot door.
Range Rover.
Well, no, it wasn't a Range Rover, but it looks like one of them.
Right.
It had like the wheel on the back of the boot, and then it had a cover over the wheel. Honestly, can't remember what model it was, but yeah, it was one of those. So that took most of it, luckily. And the car wasn't written off, it just had to go for repairs, and we did have a courtesy car for a while. But I guess the bottom line is, at the age of 8 or 9 or however old I was involved in a drink driving accident. So...
But you gotta make it clear you were not the one that's drink driving.
Oh yeah, I was absolutely pissed up at 9 years old. Whale of a time right there, and the other guy got away with it.
I mean, speaking of car crashes though, I mean, we've been in like almost 2.
It's been interesting. It's
always been in my car, which is the worst thing. My old car, to say the least.
Yeah. I've been in almost 2 accidents with Kai.
Not because I'm bad.
He's awful.
But like on a serious note, not because I'm bad. It's literally it just started snowing. I think the floor started to ice up. My car aquaplaned when we went around an roundabout.
Yeah,
we almost spun into a barrier, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was.
And I managed to stop the car just before we did it.
Yeah.
But then like you said, we should stop for a second. I was like, nah, put it back in gear, and we drove off.
That's it, straight back to your house after that. It was after Tesco, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then the other time was when we were with Thomas and Aidan, which we spoke about in a previous episode, and my window wiper died on me.
Now, I've actually had an accident myself when
you have
being in one of my cars. I say one of my cars, it's my current car. I did a boo-boo. It was such a slow accident, and I feel like I've talked about this in the past on the podcast, but I'm just going to go over it again since we're on the topic of car crashes. So it was the stupidest accident you can ever think of. It was the slowest accident you could ever think of. It was one of those where if you were filming it, you might as well stick it in black and white and play piano over the background of it, because it was that slow. So I was at a T-junction, and I was pulling out right, which means I've got to cover both lanes of traffic. The car's heading westbound, which is on the side closest to where I'm pulling out. The van let me go, so I was like, right, okay, I'm going to go. And there was a car in front of me as well who also went. And then we went into the line of traffic on the cars going eastbound, which is the other side of the road. And the car that was in front of me stopped. Now, it wasn't like a sudden stop. It was just a slow stop. And I was still in the process of like thanking the other person for letting us go. So when I turned around, that was then when I realized that I just shunted someone.
Naughty boy.
And it was my fault. So
naughty
I guess
boy.
The moral of my story really is perform the maneuver, perform the maneuver, and then say thank you after. I was always one of those people where I just said thanks as I was doing it because I could, and it was never a problem until that very point. But then it was a problem. So yeah, it was so slow. It was like 15 miles an hour.
And you're a naughty boy.
And I'm a naughty boy, bad boy, Fraser.
How dare you? What should I say? How dare you?
How dare you? Oh, I guess we could talk about that as well. Have we got time?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
Sod it. We might as well do it. So Greta Thunberg was in town the other day. She was in town in Bristol on Friday the 28th of February, and she was here for one of the climate strikes. It was one of these last minute planned events. Like even the organizer said, we only had a week to plan it. So they planned it last minute. And it was all really peaceful. It was all really civil. There was no riots or anything. The only bad thing which came out of it was the place where it started, in a place called College Green in the city of Bristol. That basically turned into College Brown, and all the grass was turned into mud. From the amount of people that showed up. They're estimating, there's figures being shot around all over the place. Some people are saying 15,000 people turned up. Some people are saying 35,000 people turned up. So we're just going to go ballpark figure, go in the middle. Let's say 25,000 people showed up to watch Greta do her speech. And then everyone had their march around the city centre. Now, I was working that day, so I wasn't around for the start of it. So sadly, I didn't get to see Greta speak because that would have been fantastic. However, stepping out of the building where I work, you could hear her because the sound system was loud. So you could hear her talking.
Her shouting down the road, "How dare you! How dare you!"
Well, you could hear something along those lines. But after every sentence that was being said, there was a cheer from the crowd. And that's what you could hear, basically. Yeah! We are here to make the planet better. Yeah! Things like that, basically. And I was like, well, I've missed that, unfortunately, and I feel like I'm going to miss the rest of it. But when I went out for lunch at about 1 o'clock, I then thought, right, okay, I'm going to do the route in reverse now. I'm going to see if I can find anyone marching around. And I couldn't. I was like, oh, God, if I really missed it all, has everyone gone home already? So I did the route in reverse. I carried on walking back, and I still couldn't find anyone. I got to College Green where it all started. I couldn't find anyone anywhere. It was just College Green was brown. There were TV crews there filming someone that was mudsliding their belly along the grass, and then there were police there. There were horses lined up. But the thing is, the police weren't going and the horses weren't going. So I was like, well, that's a bit strange how they're not going. But I was like, right, okay, it's getting towards the end of lunch now, so I'm just going to start walking back to work. As I was walking back to work, just as I got back towards where the Harborside is, which is pretty much right next to College Green, I heard drums and music and chants. And there they were, coming up the street, a band, a fuckload of people, like so many people, oh my God. Loads of signs and loads of banners. I was like, wow, this is actually incredible. The turnout is incredible. I've never seen anything like this in Bristol. I've seen Extinction Rebellion before. They did like a week-long protest where they literally stuck a pink boat on one of the bridges and closed down the city centre for a whole week.
To be fair, I do like pink boats.
That was an interesting week. And you know what? So do I. I was just gutted that I couldn't get on it. But that was...
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I hope so. But that was of that scale. This was of like a scale so much larger. So I thought Greta was just coming to do the speech, and then that was it. But I wanted to take pictures of everyone marching and all the signs, so I was taking a bunch of pictures. And I kept walking along just ahead so I could watch like the band go past, and then more of the people with all the banners go past at the front. As I repositioned myself for the third time, so for those of you that are in Bristol, this is like just outside of the Hippodrome, against one of the railings. Obviously the railing doesn't matter, but it's just outside the Hippodrome. I then caught a glimpse of Greta. I saw her there. I was like, holy shit, she is marching. She marched around the whole thing and I didn't even realise. She was leading the whole march. I honestly didn't think she was going to be doing it. But obviously I am someone that I didn't really keep track of any past marches. Turns out she does it for all of them. So she was leading the march and she was holding the banner with everyone. It's like, fucking hell, she's literally right there. And I was like there for like 10 seconds, like, I need to get a video, I need to get a picture, and I literally cannot swipe right on my phone to get onto the camera. But she was right there. So for like 20 to 30 seconds, Greta was literally right in front of me of the banner walking past. And then I was able to get a bunch of pictures. And luckily, the live photos feature got the video for me. I didn't have any video going. I just got a bunch of pictures. But then because I was taking so many pictures, if I hold down for live photo on the first photo, it's like a 10-second video clip of her walking past, talking, that sort of stuff. So I got the video from it. It was
10 seconds?
Yeah, well, that of live photo, yeah.
Mine always does 3.
Yeah, it does 3 by default, but because I was spamming the whole picture button, I think I got 7 photos. Because I was spamming the photos button, it does 1.5 seconds before and 1.5 seconds after. If you're obviously taking another photo within 1.5 seconds, then it's going to stitch them together, and that's what it did.
Right, I see.
So I've got an 8-second video, 7-second video. I can't remember how many seconds I said. I've got a so many second video of Greta marching past and talking. So that covered my base there. And yeah, it was incredible. I didn't expect to see her. So that was nice to be able to see her. Because even though I'm not a massive climate activist like quite a lot of people that are in the marches, and obviously I do support the environment and stuff, but I've never really been to one of these marches. It was really nice to see her doing what she does best and clearly making a massive impact. So yeah, that was that. She came to town, and I now can officially say I've seen Greta Thunberg. Anyway, I think we should call it a wrap for this week. It's been an
We should call it a burrito. My account deserved to be suspended.
So that's a burrito for this week. This has been an interesting one with quite a few topics that we pretty much just couldn't cover elsewhere. It's a pretty unique week this week.
I'd say it's been a Subway sandwich.
Oh. I think it should be a Chipotle.
I've never had a Chipotle.
Oh my god, there's Chipotles in London. Next time we're in London together, we're going Chipotle.
There's one where one of my friends works at, quite local.
Brilliant. We're going then.
Alright.
I still need to, one of the birthday presents or whatever presents that I got for last year was going down that slide at the Olympic Park. We still need to do that. I think I've got to do that by June or July. That. So within the next 3 months, we're meeting up in London. We're going down that slide. Sounds good. You can stay here. Brilliant. There we go. No, you can't because I'm not going to be here. Oh, yeah. Unless I do it within next month. Oh, yeah, you can do that. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for listening. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. Next episode will be next Wednesday, the 11th of March. We upload a new podcast episode every single Wednesday, so make sure you follow on Spotify for more. Of course, go and follow us on Twitter at Stuck in the Podcast, at Kai was suspended, and at IVexusHD. Usually at Kairos best, but
Give me my account back.
you can go and find him over there in the meantime, but hopefully he won't be there for that much longer, and his second account gets suspended as well.
I'll probably delete the account afterwards, I'm going to be honest. Actually, no, I'll probably keep it, but like private it and not post anything on it until I get suspended again, probably.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway,
alright.
Thanks for listening. Have a good one. And you've been listening to episode 29 of... Don't post guitar covers.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Music industry, bitch.